Hello everyone, this is the Commander and happy Star Wars Day. In this video I'm just going to be doing a little bit of a different short video today. We're going to be kind of ranking all the Star Wars characters in tiers. Since there's no new main show out, we just have Visions and that Young Jedi Adventure show, which they both don't look that interesting to me, so we'll have to wait for Ahsoka in August. But just having a look here, I'm going to do a tier list first with all the characters based on, how interesting of characters are they? Are they well written and all that kinds of stuff? So I'm going to kind of go pretty fast through this. So at the bottom for our, character, how interesting they are, how well written they are, we have Jar Jar. It's a bit of a failed comic relief character, so and I feel like it's proper to put him down there. And then at Padawan level, we have Saisi Tin, who is actually like a Jedi Knight, but he just kind of, these are kind of bland characters that don't do much. Greedo, and these aren't every character, it's just like some that I could find and what's on this tier list. So with Greedo, he doesn't do much except for get shot in episode 4. And then you have Dengar, who's a bounty hunter, but he just kind of sits around in the background. And then you have that it's the seventh sister from Rebels, who, yeah, Rebels, it's a pretty good show, and it does have good villains like Thrawn, but I found her to be kind of annoying in that show rather than an intimidating villain. Savage Press, she was a decent character, nothing fantastic. Um, and then you had the Admiral. I forget. Is this Admiral Trench? I think it's Admiral Trench from the Clone Wars. The spider guy, not too interesting. You have Bates Malbus, kind of a background character in Rogue One. Um, IG-88, who I'm putting above Dingo, he just looks a little more intimidating. Captain Phasma, who was a cool character at times, but was not developed great throughout the sequels. That's one of the many problems with the sequels. Boss, it's at the same level with IG-88, so it's the bounty hunter Aura Seen. And then the fifth brother, I think he's a little more intimidating than the seventh sister, but he's also a little clowned on in the show Rebels, I think. And then we have, I think that's Jero Tapal from the Jedi Fallen Order game, so I put him there. And then we have the ninth sister from Jedi Fallen Order. For Jedi Survivor, I'm very excited to get that game, but games are getting pretty expensive right now. They're coming out at $70 everywhere now, so they kind of hiked that up again. So I will probably be waiting for when I can buy it. So, but I would definitely have some videos out for that eventually, when I get that game, and I'll be showing probably some gameplay and my thoughts on it. We will see if it's better than Fallen Order or not. So then we have above Asajj Ventress. She's a pretty good character in the Clone Wars. Nothing amazing, but decent. And then Finn, I think it's Finn, who had some good moments during the sequels, but he was just not developed. He started out pretty good in Force Awakens, and he was not developed great. And then we have Barriss Offee, who, I mean, she's kind of an interesting character because she betrayed, but nothing too interesting there. And then we have Quinlan Voss, Luminara Unduli, and then the hated Serayan Ki-Adi-Mundi, who, if we were talking about hated characters, because he sent the Jedi away from the temple, sent Yoda away from the temple, so that's why he's hated. And then Harrison Dula is there as well. And then High Knight, these are starting to get into the better characters, or at least they had a period of being pretty interesting. We have the uh, the Grand Inquisitor, who I think they've done some good stuff with. Snoke, he was a fairly interesting character. And then we have the Night Sister, I forget what her name is, like the mother or whatever. And then Jyn Erso, Hondo, who's a pretty funny and interesting character. So it's K2SO. Saw Gerrera, always nice to have a cameo with him in the movies, and then Chirrut from Rogue One, which is a great character as well. Tech, he was a little basic early on, but they developed him with the second season of The Bad Batch. We will see if he comes back. And then Wrecker is at the same level as him. We have uh, this is Jango Fett, who we did not get to see a lot of, but he was pretty cool in his time, though not nearly as good as Boba Fett. And then Rey, who was a pretty good character to start off with The Force Awakens, and I think she was even a good character during most of The Last Jedi, but they kind of just ruined her. She just became just the powerful Jedi after The Last Jedi, so the Rise of Skywalker really did not do good things for her character. And then Poe Dameron, who had very interesting, he was a great character at times, but it kind of went back and forth throughout the movies. And then Low Master Wave Lando, and I know this is Lando from the Solo movie, but this Lando is just a great character from everywhere, and just a pretty funny character, kind of. And so yeah, he did a good character. Kit Fisto, I might be a little biased. I think Kit Fisto is a cool character, but yeah, I think they did some nice things with him in the Clone Wars. And then you have Ezra, who can be a little annoying at times, like some of the other Rebels characters, but he definitely grew up towards the later seasons. So it will be great to see him probably in Ahsoka. And then Commander Wolf, Cal Kestis, he was a little bit basic in the first in Jedi Fallen Order, but I will be waiting to see when I get the game what he's like in Jedi Survivor. And then we have Kanan, a good character, C3PO, who always provides funny personality. And then we have the second sister, who is a great character from the Fallen Order game, I think. And then that it's Andor there. And then Mid Master, we're getting into some great characters. And yeah, I put Grogu up here. I know he doesn't have that much of a character, but just what they're able to do with him um, to attract so many viewers. Definitely, it's the sign of a great character. Then we have Plo Koon, who had some great scenes throughout the Clone Wars. Mace Windu, though he has Mace Windu, yeah, good writing for him as well. And then R2D2, it's up there, just an iconic droid. Commander Cody, we have Chewbacca, Bo-Katan, Crosshair, Hunter, then Boba Fett, Cad Bane, some really cool bounty hunters. And then we have Din Djarin, Kylo Ren, who had some great moments of writing. It's a shame they didn't quite go through with his arc. I feel like it just wasn't finished properly. And then we have Padme, Grievous, and Moff Gideon up there. So obviously all of the characters aren't here. Like I think I left off Tarkin. Um, so yeah, this is not comprehensive, and this is of course kind of based on my opinion, based on how well did they do with each characters. Obi-Wan, of course, iconic Star Wars character from everything, and then Ahsoka was developed brilliantly by Dave Filoni in the Clone Wars. So it's Anakin. Anakin's success as a character is almost only due to the Clone Wars. So that's the main reason for him becoming a good character. Dooku also developed from the Clone Wars. So was Maul. So this is just showing the excellence of Dave Filoni in making characters. Sometimes Dave Filoni won't make the best. He will add some of the filler episodes, I think, into some of those shows, like Rebels and Clone Wars. But he's just really good at making those characters. I think that's what sets him apart, and it's gonna be cool to see some more of these characters coming back to live action, like Thrawn, who was obviously from the legends and books as well, but they did a great job with him in Rebels. I'm very excited to see him. He's one of my favorites, I think, just because it's not the most powerful guy ever. He doesn't have weapons, lightsabers, or the Force, but he's able to use its military strategy, and it's just really cool to see. And I hope they show that in the Ahsoka show. And then we have Leia, Han, the classics, and Rex from the Clone Wars, obviously, and then Qui Gon Jinn, who did not appear much in Star Wars, but he had this very noble presence that showed that he was written well. And then the best of the best, we have Darth Vader, obviously a very intimidating character. Yoda, the wise, and just so classic with his way of speaking backwards. He gets the top tier. Palpatine. Palpatine's really he's an intimidating, scary villain that orchestrates everything. He does everything from behind, and it's really cool to see throughout the movies. That's what they did good in the Bad Batch season 2, and then Luke, the courageous hero. So that is kind of like my opinion of where the characters rank as far as those terms go. But now let's have a look at this is by power. So this is going to be similar but different. So at the bottom, we have our incompetent fighters. They can't do much. Greedo, he lost immediately in New Hope. And then you have C3PO, he can't do much in the way of fighting. I mean, this might be Ron for Jar Jar, but he's just so clumsy. I put him at the bottom. And then some of our mid fighters, we have R2D2. He can fight occasionally, but he's not the best at it. And then skilled fighters, I put Grogu, uh, who is showing that he's doing pretty good. Although I definitely would have rathered him to stay with Luke to kind of show his progression in the Force a little more. Then we have Jyn Erso, Padme, Chewbacca. These are some of the blaster heroes. K2SO, Saw Gerrera. We have Chirrut, Tech Lando, and Hondo, and Phasma, Baze, Admiral Trench, Andor, and Hera at that level. And then moving on to major threat. I put a lot of the Jedi and kind of low tier Sith here, as well as some of the skilled blaster and other weapons people. So we've got Kit Fisto, the Grand Inquisitor, Ezra Wolf, Hunter, Mando. We have Crosshair, Bo-Katan, who did pretty well with the dark saber in Mandalorian, so she's up there. We have Cody, Kanan, the second sister, Rex, Leia, Han. I think that's Django, Wrecker, Asajj Ventress, Bear Safi, Kinlan Voss, Finn, Luminara, Ki-Adi-Mundi, Sashi who is kind of a weaker Jedi, but he still. I don't think I was gonna put any Jedi below this. We got all the bounty hunters pretty much on this team. Most of them, at least. We have Dengar, IG-88. We have Jiro Tapal from Fallen Order once again. We didn't really know quite how powerful he was, but it seems like he couldn't have been much more powerful than this tier. We have the ninth sister, the fifth brother, so most of the Inquisitors are at this level. We have Bosk, the Night Sister mother, which I forget her name, but Oracene, that is Ayla Secura, Barriss Offee, the seventh sister, and Poe Dameron. Poe Dameron's not really a fighter, but he is a great X-Wing pilot, so that's how he gets to this level. And then for these are the next tiers, powerful detail, they're not quite to the top, but they are very good. Thrawn, he's not a great fighter on the ground, but his military strategy, as I mentioned before, it's fantastic. Plo Koon's a pretty good Jedi, so is Qui-Gon Jinn, and then you got Darth Maul, Boba Fett, Cad Bane, Grievous, Cal Kestis, who I think can make it up to this level, Snoke, he's supposed to be a main villain, but he really wasn't all that powerful, and then Moff Gideon, he's not Sith, but he does seem pretty powerful from his appearances. And then very powerful we have Obi-Wan. These are all the best most of the like best of the Jedi and Sith. So we've got Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, Anakin, and yes, I put Anakin here. Anakin's powerful, but it's not quite enough to make it to the most powerful. So we've got Dooku, Mace Windu, Rey, who I just don't think. I know she'd be Palpatine, but I'm kind of just ignoring the events of that since she got a little too powerful too fast, according to the sequels. So I'm keeping her at the same tier as Kylo, and I think that's pretty important. I think it's important that those two are about the same in power. And then most powerful, it's the same. It's the best character. It's ironically. So we have Darth Vader, just incredibly powerful. So it's Palpatine, and then Yoda and Luke. So that's going to do it for this video. Stay tuned for the reviews of Ahsoka and Jedi Survivor. Those probably won't be coming out for a while. So you can check out my other channels in the meantime, where I will be uploading my new Star Wars like trilogy or whatever, called The Words of the Reawakened and The Reawakening Jedi. That's on my other channel, Commander Bricks. So make sure to go check that one out. So this is the Commander signing out.